Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Let me talk to you. So, we are going to get in a discussion about Gen V. And the show itself is absolutely woke. There's no doubt about it. But the crazy thing is that it works. Within the confines of the show, it absolutely works. So, why is it that this show gets it right when so many other things fail? Snow White, Terminator Dark Fate. You're talking about some other things like Batwoman. Man, that one was terrible. You got a few other things on the list that I'm missing, but those are some of the ones that come to mind. These properties absolutely destroyed what things were to make it fit the modern audience. Whereas Gen V, the one thing that it does right that none of these other films did, it does not force or does not feel forced when it comes to these particular topics. Now, even from the beginning, from the first episode, you get Jordan, who is essentially the walking, talking, breathing aspect of they, them. This person is literally a man and a woman. But the character, that particular character, none of that was made prevalent as far as the introduction of who this character was. This chick has two different personalities, and each personality or each person has its own viable powers. And absolutely nothing else was said about that person's sexuality, that person's gender. It was probably made throughout the show as like one reference to it as a joke, and then another when she or he, whichever one, I think it was she was in the female form when she was talking to her parents. That was the last time that her being two different people, male and female, were referenced to. And that's it. The show touches all these particular points: lesbian, gay, just weird, different type of sexualities and things like that. And nothing feels forced. They didn't take an older character and turn her into a girl boss. They didn't take an older character and try to change their gender to make it fit the cultural norms of today. It just works. Now, the show itself, like I said earlier, does not need to be the boys, nor do I want it to be the boys, because I have the boys for what I want to get out of that particular type of show. It's the adults, it's the bigger political problems, or the overarching adult theme. I mean, both of them are adult themed contents, but I relate more as an adult to the boys. And the Gen V show just feels like it fits because it touches all those particular aspects in the confines of the show being set on a college campus where, like I said, all this stuff generally happens in the modern age around the college campus, and it works. Now, some of the powers I feel like are a bit wonky, and that was one of my issues going into like the first two episodes is when you have Cricket, the Emma character, who basically had the same power. Initially, what I thought she had the same power as the small micro guy from The Boys. But the further you got into the show, you realize it was much deeper than just her getting small. It touched on the whole aspect of an eating disorder, which she doesn't have an eating disorder. That's just her power. And I love the dynamic between that and them trying to explain her power as I just do this to get small and I eat to get big. And she suffers from it. And she suffers from a little bit of depression, exclusion, and she's looking for some sort of involvement and validation in her life. She is definitely that outcast of the show, and she does a really good job at portraying that. And you have Marie, which her powers are really, really weird to me. It's the blood powers, and I think they're probably the worst. But the show is pushing a story behind that. And I guess if you watch episode 5, you would know that the doctor is specifically looking to get his hands on her because for some reason her powers are going to evolve. I don't know how, but at the current state, and they're pretty whack. Golden Boy is probably one of my least favorite characters. he did bring a little bit of emotional weight to the show, and it pushed the narrative in the direction that it's going for the last couple episodes that we got. If you haven't seen it, you probably should check it out. If you're a fan of the boys, definitely check it out. But I'm going to get into some spoiler stuff. So if you haven't seen episode 5, you might want to tune out and come back later. But three, two, one, you've been warned. We're going to get into spoilers. So Golden Boy dies because he discovered that the Woods, which is their underground facility where they were working on the superhumans to, I guess, control them. I mean, no one's controlling Homelander, no one's controlling A Train. All these previous superheroes are loose cannons. So now they're experimenting on these kids and they're using the college as a cover to find a way to control them better, because just like anything that you have control over, it will do what you want it to do and not put you in so many precarious situations, as you saw with Homelander when he kind of exposed Vought's usage of Compound V on kids. So being able to control that, and that also ties back to just money. Being able to control these superheroes and not have them just tank what stock prices is going to be tremendous for their bottom line. And God, I sound like I sound like a manager, but um the show overall does a lot of things right that a lot of these other shows that try to implement some of the woke narratives completely crash and burn at. But this video is not really, I guess, not necessarily a review, but just my interest as to how they particularly achieve their goals as far as hitting these narratives that so many other things failed at. But Gen V is on Amazon. It's a spinoff of The Boys. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, my name's Lincoln. This has been an RPG show. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, sub, and I'm out. Peace.